currently, and there appears to be the corrupt governments which are now, killing Muslims themselves. And Bangladesh is a country which people may or may not be familiar with. It's going through political and turmoil currently, where mass killings are taking place against the indigenous people for a simple reason that they're asking for their rights, which are not being propelled by the Bangladeshi authorities. And indeed, those who are protesting for their rights, they're being summarily killed in their multitudes. So we want to speak to Brother Aziz, who has some good knowledge on events that have occurred, events that even have affected him personally. And we just want to ask, so Brother Aziz, can you just give us an indication as to the current state of affairs that is taking place? And it seems that everybody's affected by it.
Yeah.
Because literally, we're talking about into the thousands people are dying.
Yeah, I'll start from the latest and then we'll go to the background of it so that the viewers can get a full picture. So at the moment, the students are protesting for one issue, and which is to step down Sheikh Hasina from the power. So they have enough seeing her for last 15 years. Her dictatorship regime is gone a certain level that the police force don't even shy to kill even a 4-year-old child, 6-year-old child, 8-year-old child, 9-year-old child. The regime is gone so far, they literally on the daylight, they're beating our women just because they stand up for their own rights. And I mentioned to Brother Ridwan on the yesterday, they are asking for favor and asking for rights is two different things. When I stand up for right, this is something I should look for it, right? This is a human criteria. We should get a humane treatment. But when a freedom country, when you receive inhumane treatment, you can't call yourself a freedom. So the student actually calling this is a second freedom fight, right? So the second freedom fight, meaning the freedom has been hijacked. Freedom has been severely hijacked, and that's why the whole country is in the street, demonstrating, doing the rallies. They're raising their voice to making the slogan in Bangla. The slogan is step down Sheikh Hasina, because the whole country is one side and her allies and her loyalists in one side. So the only response she is giving with the bullets. If you say anything, it's bullets. If you raise your voice, the answer is bullet. So everything you say, the answer is not through the discussion, not through any type of dialogue, rather through the bullets.
Through the full force.
Full force.
Power.
Yes. And now this is actually happening for some times. And this was accumulating for some times, and now it's coming out. The frustration of every individuals are coming out because they've been tortured. They've been taken their own rights from their own hands. As a result of it, all the young men, the talented individuals.
Just give us 2 minutes.
So when we look at what's going on in Bangladesh, the students are protesting for their right because their right has been illegally taken. When I say illegally taken, how this unfold is, government initiated a quota system after the independence. And then it was abolished again in the later part of 2000, where a major quota actually goes to the freedom fighters' family. It was justifiable at that time because the one who fight for the country, the family should deserve something from the government. And as a part of thank you token, government have given it. But of course, we are in the third generation. The freedom fighter's son probably died. Now probably the grandson, yes? And what happened is, out of this 1/3 of those jobs are actually not even fair, because there are a lot of fake freedom fighter registration taking place in the regime of Sheikh Hasina. And who are those? These are her loyalists, her own supporter group. They make the application and party allowed it so that the party can stay on the power using their own loyalists. So therefore, if there is a check and balance future will come, they can prevent this by hiring the loyalists in the position of check and balance. So much so, even the Chief Justice was bending the verdict just because of the external pressure from the government, from Sheikh Hasina. And she was making all those decisions that goes against to our constitution. Our constitution, section 32, doesn't allow someone to kill just because someone is doing a peaceful protest. You are not allowed.
That shouldn't even be within the constitution. That's a given right to everyone, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah. Now, but if they somehow try to justify, I'm reminding those who try to justify, there are a lot of people, they are trying to justify, okay, in order to have a balance in the society, police can kill to make a fairness within the society, a discipline in the society. That doesn't make no sense. No civilization has this rule. With a sound mind would say, if someone has this rule to kill someone just because he's doing the protest, his mind is gone, right? So if we evaluate all of these from the last 15 years, the whole government is functioned by her loyalist supporter group. And the ruling party will not listen to anyone else. If you say anything, if you challenge anything, you are a bullet away. So much so, we have no freedom. Now, the whole country came out because enough is enough. They cannot tolerate anymore. So much so, the mother letting the son go, saying, "Go, my son, but we want independence." There are over 200 bloods has been split, over 200 bodies have been dead between the last week and this week. And now, the student doesn't fear the death.
So what is the current estimate of amount of deaths which have taken place?
So the unofficial figure says over 2,000. And the official figure is around 170. And I want to address something. I spoke to one of the doctor in Bangladesh, and he said even they doing the dodgy thing in the death certificate. Can you believe? The guy died on the police bullet, and they're saying the natural causes, and yes, they're saying heart failure. The heart failure happened because of the shot he received. He didn't have a heart attack, right? This is how even they eye-washing the people, brainwashing. The whole country needs a full reform.
So, who do you think of possibility of outside forces or outside factors who are perpetuating this, giving the thumbs up to Sheikh Hasina to do her brutal crackdown? Yeah.
I mean, in recent time when the tension arose last week, the Prime Minister actually asked the senior army officers to join in a meeting with a state secret meeting. In a state secret meeting, you should not allow anybody else other than your own state, because you don't want to release your state secret to anybody else. So she's sitting with 3 army chiefs next to her. Guess what? There is another 4th person.
The Indian army officer, is it? Something?
No, there was an Indian ambassador sitting next to her. Correct me if it is an Indian ambassador or someone else, but he represented India anyway. I made that clarification. So, what does that tell you? That tell you that India is aware of our plan, or India is back of everything what's going on, and she's just like a puppet, listening to the command.
The killing Indian people is speaking.
Yes. Also, I have heard from many Bangladeshis. They heard people are speaking in Hindi, and they were saying, kill this guy in Hindi. And we are familiar with those. Marse Niklo or something like. Yeah. So those type of comments people are hearing in the street of Bangladesh. Now, can we really say our country is freedom, Brother Mustafa? Basing what I have explained to you so far, what's your take?
SubhanAllah, I mean, it's a sad indictment on how, because I'm not Bangladeshi, my good brother here, very close brother, Aziz, is, but I can feel the tension in his voice.
Indian military.
Yes. Look at the Indian military airplane landed. Can you see
Yes.
the flag of India?
Yes.
And landed. This is in Tajgaon, which is
The Indian military planes are landing currently
Yeah.
in Bangladesh to supplement and to support the brutal crackdown
Yeah.
the current Bangladeshi authorities are doing to the indigenous people.
Sure.
So in terms of me, who I'm not a big
Thank
Bengali,
you.
neither am I Indian, but what I can assure you of saying is that if we as Muslims don't feel the pinch of our fellow brothers and sisters, just like our Palestinian brothers and sisters have been screaming out for help and it's not been forthcoming, same thing now, the brothers and sisters in Bangladesh will also have to suffer in silence when no help is going to come. Don't think it's not going to come to other Muslim countries. Here in the UK, the recent outpour of hatred towards mosques and towards Muslims in general as a result of these recent incidents that occurred where the Muslim was accused of doing a particular act and the individual was not a Muslim. So don't think it can't come here. So the secret is we need to unite as people, as Muslims, under the brotherhood and the banner of Islam, because those people who are suffering in Bangladesh today, and they're crying out for help, crying out for their rights, but their rights are not being grounded. They have got no one to ask for help. So we've got these limited platforms in which we can try to make awareness, march to the Bangladeshi what do you call it? The
Students,
Bangladeshi-
support the student.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the
Yeah.
embassy. March to the let's organise a massive march. All Muslims should come. Doesn't matter if you're whichever part of the Muslim world you're in. If you're here, go down there, show your protest,
Yeah.
make it vociferous. Because we need to do something. I mean, people have been saying, "Oh, what good is a protest in Palestine?" These people's attention is still there because we can only do limited to what our capacity is. We don't have the ability to change things, but we've got to make people aware of the brutality taking place. But at the end of this, listen to this carefully, if you're listening, that Muslims must become united because this can happen in your country anytime.
Yeah.
Your people can be affected. And now this could be a calamity in the making. It's already a calamity with hundreds of people dead, hundreds and hundreds. The brother saying 1,700 people. Now it could go up to many thousands very shortly. These things are easily triggered. So this is very, very concerning. And Muslims are now under the pump. So what are we going to do? And what actions are we going to
Yeah.
take? So we need to reflect upon these points.
Yeah, and
We have to
also-
feel the pinch. We have to feel the pinch. Doesn't matter from which part of the Muslim world you're in. You must feel the pinch of your Muslim brothers. For you cannot be a true Muslim, as the saying to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that you cannot be a true Muslim if you do not love for your brother what you love for yourself.
Yeah. Brother Mustafa, I would like to take this opportunity to tell the viewers that please do support the student, use your social media, raise awareness, send the message to the Amnesty International, send message to the humanitarian aid groups, let them know what is happening, let the whole world to know what's happening. They even so much so, they shut down the internet so that they can hide the brutality they are committing in Bangladesh.
Sounds familiar? Doesn't that sound like
Yes,
Israel has done? They closed
exactly.
down the internet. Same thing in Bangladesh.
Alhamdulillah, but our student, they have shown how to do resistance. Subhanallah. And even I'm surprised the level of patience they shows, the level of determination they have. They are asking for freedom. They are asking for their own rights. They didn't want a favor from someone, but rather they want their own rights. So when I look at those individual young men, I can see the future in them because they will rule the country with fairness and justice and the morality. At the moment, the greatest problem is the ethical leadership. Where can we draw ethical leadership unless we have the guidance? And where do we get guidance? We know where we can go get the guidance. If you look at the Medina Constitution, right? Subhanallah, is so much fairness. We should protect each other. We should not harm anyone. We should not even belittle anybody else. Do not mock one another in such a degree that our Sharia is for fairness and justice. If I explain our Sharia, I would say justice and mercy. That is, you get in. But unfortunately, when you have a secular agenda, that is what you get. This is the result of the secular ideology, where the life is not a valued anymore. Is not sacred. The life is not precious anymore. But Allah said, Brother Mustafa, that if you kill one soul, as if you kill entire humanity. If you save one soul, as if you save entire humanity. And one more painful thing I would like to share with you and the viewers. There are a lot of loyalists and supporters are residing in UK. And after watching all this brutality, they still sending posts to justifying the action of this brutality regime. Now, as a human being, how should I react on
Get a
this?
favour from the government.
Exactly.
This is the state of Muslims, and their own brothers and sisters are dying, and they're thinking, these loyalists who are still residing in like UK, they are thinking, how can we take advantage of this and support the government by gaining their favour? This is the brutal situation that we Muslims are in.
Yeah.
We need to come out of this, otherwise, if we're here in the UK where we are, this is coming on the Muslims. It is prophesied by the Prophet Muhammad that there will come a time when we will not even be allowed to leave our homes. Such will be the overwhelming force of the kuffar who will come upon to us. This is going to happen. It's just a matter of time. Just mark my words, it's a matter of time. So we need to draw back to our faith, inculcate our faith, do as God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded upon to us, or the catastrophe awaits. So please, let's have some action taken. If you're Bangladeshi brothers and sisters who are listening to this live, please do something. Go organize many protests, approach your MPs, go protesting outside embassies. Do it peacefully. You don't want any violence or you don't want any anger because you're trying to reach another objective. So please think better for your brothers and your sisters. So it's a tragic situation that we Muslims find ourselves in, and we've got to, as the brother so pertinently said, that we have to inculcate our faith in order to resolve the issues that we are in. May Allah guide us.
Jazakallah khair. So it was a pleasure having you. Thank you. I hope the viewers get a message, and you guys do your best. At least you can do the minimum. Do social awareness. Let them know if any member of your family are loyalists to this Sheikh Hasina government. Explain to them that the person will have to face Allah. The person will have to face angel of death. And now, if he cannot true to himself, how can he true to Allah? So you have to be true to yourself. Accept it and reject this brutality. Clear your chest. Come back. Repent. Allah will forgive you. It's not too late. But please do not support this brutal regime, because you want to side with Allah and His Messenger, or you want to side with the criminals. Decision is yours.
Very brave for Brother Aziz to come, because he's spoken passionately. He could be a victim himself, because we're doing a live. Inshallah, we will have many thousands of views, and he's put his neck out to speak for the haqq. He could, you never know. Allah protect him. But on all accounts, if he ever went back to Bangladesh, he could be a marked person for speaking about these issues. So we need to inculcate Islam. Wake up, brothers and sisters. Wake up, inshallah. May Allah guide us all.
Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
You finish. You don't need